Vern, you overall happy with the first up effort?
So if you look at the points on the board, 5 points and a few tries scored, the content we'll certainly go over and try and make some amends on certain things. I thought the plan that we had going into the game, we more or less executed, except for the start of the second half, which I think we then turned it over to the Drua team, and they're too good a team to throw it over. They scored straight away. If we need to get better than that. That's one of the obvious things. Now, there's tweaks around the place. They're a good team. They're better than they were last year, and they'll be very hard on the island. So we're glad to get the win off them here. So if I look at it overall, well, there'll be detail within all those little bits of the game, carry cleans and support play and whatever, and launches, strikes, ball in the air and kicking. But overall, I would say that the stress of going from friendly games to a competition game at home against a team that's very powerful and fast, I thought we were okay. I thought we remained reasonably composed.
Reasonably clinical in that first 40 with the breeze at your backs. Your 5 tries, and I think pretty much most times you got into their red zone, you finished off pretty well. Were you happy with that, particularly that first 40 effort?
Yeah, and that's probably if you're looking at where we can improve, is putting points on and having a talk at half time, not going to sleep, going back in the second half. So I thought we lacked that discipline, and I thought we made it difficult, and that's something we need to kick on, keep on piling on good moments, and we didn't. We took it if we're talking about our famous momentum, it went against us, and that's dangerous. So great. We pulled ourselves back into the game, and just through a good set piece. I thought our scrum was good today, and bar a couple where I think we thought it was going to happen for us. So to keep working. The first 20 minutes I thought we were sluggish. We didn't have a lot of line speed, and I know we were letting the ball work for us a fair bit by kicking long, but I think we need to have more energy at the start of games and a little bit more a little bit more aggression around that at the start.
The boys did seem to defend pretty well, though, especially in that first 20 minutes.
Man, the scramble D, well, I thought they were going to score when they breached. They went wide at us and got down the far channel, and their lock and the Silica, I thought he was going to go the whole way, and we got back and got the turnover. So, that's, if you're looking at things like that tests character. That's not giving up and going even though we had. So that's where the pride's coming in for this team. I think there's a lot of pride, and we just need to be working on it, just setting those standards around what we accept and what we don't.
A couple of really nice backline tries with good distribution,
Yeah.
Snappy passing. It looked really effective.
Yeah, we kicked early and then we held on to the ball. So we were giving it back to them too easily. They were starting to put multi-phases in, and the referee was looking at us a little bit hard around the ruck, and so we thought we'd hold the ball, and we managed to get, we strung a couple of nice phases, from deep, which surprises team as well. So being able to do that's, I think something we need to encourage.
And just a couple of hiccups, just a couple of hiccups in the second half scrums and lineouts. Is that down to the change of personnel and just adapting?
No, I think we were, in our lineouts, it didn't seem we had that rhythm. We were, I don't know whether it's wind conditions, heat or whatever, but we didn't seem to be in position quickly enough, and we were late and got caught out. They threw quite quickly into their front and middles, and they went down the back once as well. But I just think that we just didn't quite get the rhythm right. That connection, cohesion that we need each time and we'll need to be faster against the Highlanders next week.
What did you like from your forwards?
I liked a lot of things. I really like them to get better as well. So I won't say there wasn't good things, but I'd certainly like to see improvements. But I think there's some good things to start the season with.
Yeah, and you talked Thursday about the new access of Stevie and Zahn. How did you think they went?
Yeah, good. And then we had to get through one of those situations you haven't planned for when you get a yellow card for your 9. We hadn't done a lot of work around that, so we got thrown. If that Stevie goes into halfback, we thought Mark could go into halfback, and then they took over. So Stevie finished the game as captain as well. So those guys are growing around how to manage your games and adapting to situations that are a little bit difficult.
You're never at your best round one, so a good first step, but a lot, by the sounds of it, a lot to work on.
A lot to work on, especially when you play the Highlanders. What we've seen of them so far is they're another very improved team. And we've got a 6-day turnaround, so we'll have to take that into account as we prepare for next week as well.
Cool, brilliant.
Thanks, man.
Great, thanks, team.
Yeah, it was. But we knew that the weather's going to be like that, and low-key felt like it was last year in Drua as well, or over in Fiji as well. Not as hot, but man, it really adds another set of weights on the lungs going out there. But it was good. We needed it.
So for a first up, kind of hit out. It's never going to be perfect. Do you walk off off the field, reasonably content with, you know, a bonus point victory and, you know, degree of comfort?
I think you nailed it there. You know, it wasn't perfect out there. We had our moments where we dominated, but we took our foot off the throat there a couple of times, and you can't do that against a team against Drua. And I think we got to be I think we're a bit lucky there that they didn't execute some of their breakaways. But end of the day, we got to be happy with our performance. You know, we always knew it was going to be hard against them, and especially coming up here playing in the heat. But I couldn't be more proud of the boys getting the first one under the belt, because that's probably one of the games where you're going to be a little bit nervous for, because it's the start of the new season. So I'm pretty happy with the performance, but never content. We always want to improve.
How do you think the forwards went? You know, collectively, a couple of scrum penalties against you. You won't be happy about that, but overall?
Overall, I thought we did well. We talked about it that we wanted to go through set piece against them. So I think we started strong, but then I think we got a bit loose and a bit, what's the word there? What was that word there? You know, you're just backing off a little bit. Hesitant, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, passive, yeah, because I think we got in the mindset that we were dominating them every scrum, and then we left the foot off the throat, and it cost us. And the second half, you know, they got a lot of their momentum from that set piece that we thought we should have been nailing, but we didn't. But that's footy, and I think we're definitely going to go into the next week reviewing that from a forwards perspective.
That 23 phase opening stanza.
I felt it. I felt it. Yeah.
Well, it was great for your defence as well, because you helped them out.
Yeah, 100%. But I think, you know, I'm trying to be a perfectionist here. And, you know, we did go deep in phase, but they were getting gain line pretty easy around the ruck with us, and that's something we need to plug up very soon, because a lot of teams probably is going to see that and use it against us. So I think we'll be better around that area. But you know, I couldn't fault the boys' effort. You can't fault that. 23 phases, it's starting off in that heat as well, and it's always hard to get your second wind as well. So I think the boys definitely got their second wind after that 23 phase.
And in the second half, with a few hassles in the line-outs, was that down to the wind, perhaps, as a factor? How much of a factor
You
was
probably
it?
have to talk to the line-out leaders there. I'm not too sure, but I think we'll review that next week, and I think we'll probably put a finger on it, what the problem is.
Yeah, but was the wind much of a factor playing in?
It did pick up. It did pick up in the second half, so I think it could have been a factor, yeah.
I think you and Sammy Darry led the tackle count with 19 each. There's a couple of others not far behind you guys. So a lot of tackles put in, which they demanded. Were you happy with the defensive effort?
Like I said, I was happy with it. You can't fault the boys' effort working hard on defence, because it's basically executing tackles and working hard on defence. So I can't fault it, but we did lose a couple collisions that I'm going to be leading the talk in that next week and talk with the boys about it. But at the end of the day, I'm happy.
How big? Just to say, how